Yes. Yes. Now, this is me, Hudson George, this evening, Just doing a little short live, you know what I mean? My topic is, if education is liberation, so why depose Cote d'Ivoire President Alassane Ouattara ruled his country as a dictator? Now, Alassane Ouattara has a PhD from a university in Pennsylvania. So bad how America is, he saw democracy at work. And he's supposed to know that the system of democracy could work if implemented. So why he chose to be a dictator? Now, there's a next narrative that was behind in Grenada, where people saying, if you could speak a colonial language properly, you're smart. Right? So if you could speak a colonial language properly, you went to university and you go up to the highest PhD. So you go 360 degrees. If you have a bachelor degree, you're 90 degrees. If you have a master's degree, you're 180 degrees. And if you have a PhD, you're 360 degrees, right? So how a man like that ruling a country with oil and gas and other resources, why he choose to be a dictator and didn't care about his people? Now, you say education is liberation. I don't believe that. If education is liberation, maybe it's liberation for the individual who have the education. Because he or she liberates the mind to be either good or evil. But it's not the liberation of the people. Now, another thing again, when I look at Africa politics, and I look at my little island, Grenada, where I'm from, to compare with other Caribbean islands, even though crime is low in Grenada, I can see a lot of elements of African politics in Grenada. Now, in Grenada, the people don't want to embrace democracy. So, we had a history of dictators. And after we get rid of dictatorship, you have the same politicians who say they were Democrats during dictatorship time, forming alliances with individuals who are part of the dictatorship for power. Secondly, citizens who follow political party religiously are not respectful to the opponent. So I could see a lot of elements of African politics in Grenada. But I think in Grenada we should be better than that, because Africa is the cradle of civilization. Africa is the home of all the resources in the world that the capitalist countries need, the socialist country need. Every country in the world need resources from Africa. So if you have a traitor in Africa, like the deposed president Alassane Ouattara, you might sell out to an imperialist country, right? Because there are resources. But then again, when you get all this money, you bank it in the same capitalist country, or imperialist country. The day you get deposit, they might even give you back the money. In terms of Grenada now, when you look at the Caribbean islands, Grenada and Haiti have a similar politics, right? In terms of what we say a revolutionary way of politics. But what I find in Grenada, in Haiti, they talk about Tonton, Makut and all them things. And big powers does interfere in Haiti a lot for many reasons. But in Grenada, I don't think big powers does interfere with us that much. They might interfere with Haiti and the continent of Africa because Haiti have a lot of natural resources. Now, for big powers, Grenada might be geographically suitable for political expansionism and protectionism. So, the coup in Ivory Coast or Cote d'Ivoire, I mean, you have an educated man rule his people, not in the interest of the people. Why? With all the riches. Why is in Grenada, Grenada have a kind of African politics where there are groups of people. Grenada have what you call a political class. And the political class, they playing chess game with stupid people. Or they playing draft with us, you know. When some guys can get their way one way, they go on next way. All kind of alliances for political power to remain relevant. Then again, I heard the Prime Minister talking about referendum again to change the Constitution. Why couldn't we do that in the last two referendums? I see people argue over that. Now you want it again to make the court system more efficient. We had two chances to do that and we didn't do it. So how the Prime Minister, if he is democratic, how are you going to influence voters who would vote yes for change years ago? How are you going to influence them? You understand? It might be hard. Because people go say, tit for fat, butter, tit for tat, butter for fat. You do me this, I go do you that. They go say, they won't vote. They might come out and say, oh, the NDC didn't support the NNP two last referendum. Am I NNP? I wouldn't vote for the change of the Constitution. So you see, as black people, we have to step up with game, whether it's in Africa or in the Caribbean, and do better. You understand? And in the Caribbean it's worse because in Africa there is resources that the imperialists want, the capitalists want. In Grenada, what we have? Sun, sea, and what? And sun. Well, we have agriculture, and they say, and now it is said we have oil. So, but before we explode the oil, before they found the oil, we were like crab in a barrel already. So, does education make us get better politicians? Deposed president of Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, I got a PhD in economics and he don't know to make his people happy. You understand what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, this is me, Hudson George. I gone, yes? Till I come again.